is Shirley setting us up for recording. That looks like it tilted. No, maybe it didn't. Okay, we're on record.
Good job,
We
Shirley.
think we're on record. Anyway, so good morning. Good morning, Leanne.
Good morning.
Look at that pretty necklace.
Huh?
Look at that pretty necklace.
Oh, thank you.
I have to get in my phone to turn this off. But I just was excited to have some love songs on. Because we love y'all and it's that season, right?
Aww.
Yeah. So happy February. We have all women in the room.
Girl
Okay.
power.
That's right, girl power. Y'all need to take a rose with you then, even if you're not sitting in a rose, unless you really don't want them. Yeah. These are pretty.
Oh, so sweet.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Nice little surprise.
Yeah, well, we like to do that every now and then, to show you how much we care. So, anyway, happy February.
Can you see?
Shall we
I
keep
don't
checking?
think it's working.
You don't think it's working? Okay. You want to check real
Like
quick?
I can see you when I turn it that way.
Yeah, it looks like it's pointed right at me. Can you get the screen in?
I think I see the screen.
I'm thinking if you just eat the top in the middle, it's not as fattening.
The top and
I
the
like
middle.
it. The
Yeah,
top in the middle.
right.
Then
and
you
leave
get
the
it,
bottom.
but it, yeah.
Yeah. You can do that. I mean, it cuts out at least a third of the calories.
Absolutely.
There are no calories, so it's
Yeah.
a third of nothing.
So you get it. Yeah.
I do. I totally get you.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's who? Does anybody not know everybody else in the room?
I don't know her.
Okay, let's go around the room.
Hey, I'm
Karen.
Kathy.
Karen Purvis, Emerson since October.
Okay.
Sarah Deering with Homestar.
Yes.
Kathy McLeod.
Kathy McLeod.
Kelly Anderson.
Shirley Brown, Jillian Carr.
Melanie Adams.
Awesome. And I think you know us. Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. Now, we are supposed to have somebody here that was going to be here right at 10, and I don't see them yet.
Just a few minutes after.
So we will skip past that and come back to it. So as you probably have heard, and if you haven't, we opened the Calhoun office on February 3rd, last Monday. It was very
The
exciting.
pictures are so pretty.
Oh,
Thank you. This is
Inside.
the pictures. Yeah.
Oh, the light's gorgeous.
Yeah, Tyler took all these pictures for us to post on Facebook and kind of get it out there, but I had a lot of fun with this place. We were given so much furniture, like, as a gift.
Wow.
From the lady, yeah, so we need to tell that story, because this was a God thing that this office even happened, you know, we were like, already committed to LJ. And, yeah, we were committed to LJ. I think we had signed the lease agreement, and I happened to go up to Calhoun for a closing and found this place where it said store closing. And I was like, oh my gosh! And this was the house that Lynn and I had gone a few months before that looking for places. And we looked at a place right across the street. And when we pulled in, I looked across the street. I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. And then it's like, yeah, that is. But it was occupied, and so we didn't think anything of it. And then we kind of put it on hold for a little while. And so when I went back up, this store was closing. And I walked in, they had not even thought about putting it on the market yet. They just told me who the owner was, and I called all the numbers in Spokio because they didn't have a number.
Oh, wow.
And got a call back from the owner, and he was like, yeah, I won't even list it if y'all want it. And I said, well, Lynn hasn't seen it yet, except from the outside. So Lynn's got to see it. So we made an appointment and met him, and Lynn walked through it, and she's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So anyway, we were under contract. Well, at that point, they were moving stuff out. It had been the Hayloft, which is a gift shop. And so I can tell you the pieces that you can see. That bookcase, this table, these chairs, her desk, the conference table, that bookcase, this table, nothing up there. This table and chairs,
And that.
this
coffee
thing,
table
everything you
too.
see here. Yeah, the coffee table, there's an end table, the
Wow.
sofa, everything that's up there. You don't see the sofa in these pictures, but, all that stuff was there. And we were like, okay, snap, snap, snap. I'm like, I'm thinking, well, maybe we could get a deal, with
to
their
get
not
it
having to move it or something. And, because it costs a lot to furnish one of these places. And so I had texted her, and then I called her, and we went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So the day that we had the Bartow board Christmas party, we finally connected, and she said, Marcy, if you will take everything that's in there, I'll give it to you.
Oh, wow.
And I went, what? Like literally, I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're like the Christmas miracle. And she said, no, you don't understand. You're like my Christmas miracle. I have a place to store it. I don't want to store it. I don't want to look up how much I paid for it all. Just take it. And
That is a God thing.
yeah, it is a God thing.
That is
So
God right there.
I got off the phone and called Lynn and said, if you ever thought that this wasn't supposed to happen, this is confirmation. So seriously, we were able to do this office because of that. And we just walked in faith, taking the building, and then that happened, and, anyway, we're there. We are now at 6 agents.
Yay.
Yeah. So, that's a whole lot faster than Rome.
Yeah.
And I think that we'll grow pretty quickly, and I think we might have a person in the room that might transfer there.
I will be.
Yeah, awesome. So, we're excited. I think that, we're gonna wait until we get 10 agents, and we're gonna do a sales meeting up there. And I think it won't be like as structured as a sales meeting. I think it'll be like okay, let's hunker down and talk about Calhoun and get some ideas and plans in place and talk about the charity and let y'all kind of vote on charity and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's probably next month if we keep going the way we're going. So, yeah, it's very exciting. Very, very exciting. And then of course, Ella J, I heard yesterday, is almost complete. I ordered two lighting fixtures, one for the entrance and one for the conference room. So they're coming in this week, they'll be hung, it's all painted. They're going up to do a pre-punch list before I get my eyes on it, and then gets her eyes on it. Because
Well, I can
I
take
know,
those
I'm
light
thinking-
fixtures if they come before Thursday.
he's gonna take, the contractor will take them.
Is he here?
Yeah, he lives in White,
Oh, I didn't know.
so he's gonna come pick them up and take them when he's gonna install them,
Okay.
okay?
What's
and
the shop
one of
right
them-
next door? What is that?
Okinawa.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Ingalls over there and Okinawa here, so we figure we'll get the, people that live there and the people that eat good. Okinawa's good food.
Oh, yeah.
And then, we anticipated getting a bench, which we need to talk about.
Yeah.
We need to get that, we need to move the ugly smokers thing that Ingalls has around the corner.
We're right there against Smoker's Corner.
We're gonna change Smoker's Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and clean that up a bit, but, we walked into it, what was that, like 2 weeks ago, I guess? Or was it even less
Yeah,
than
it was
that?
about, I think it was 2 weeks
You
ago,
think it was
right,
two-
yeah.
Okay, so we walked in and the walls were all up and it was like, oh my gosh, reality, And the vision that I had in my head really was there, which was also a big relief for me, because, I can write it out on a piece of paper and draw lines, but when you actually see it, I wanted to make sure that, and it's gonna be exactly what I pictured. The classroom is huge. It's probably double this room, at least. So we're excited. We have Matt Leslie, who has been with Homestar for 20 years. Is that right?
He's not
He doesn't look like he's old enough to be there 20 years, but anyway, Matt Leslie is a very charismatic individual, I would say. Got married. He's too young for me anyway. But
He is, but she can dream.
he would call you, okay, well, we need to have a lunch meeting. I'm like, okay. manager and, a receptionist, kind of office manager slash. And then, we have this massive conference room that I'd say is probably the size of this room. It's big. And it'll be, mountain, yeah, mountain contemporary. Yeah, mountain modern.
Mountain modern.
Mountain contemporary.
Whatever that means.
So anyway, I hope y'all can come out and see it when we open that office too.
How long does it take you to get there?
About an hour. Yep. So Calhoun's much closer for me, so I'll probably be there more. Lynn will probably be in LJ more. I mean, reality speaking. I'll probably visit up there maybe twice a month, and, we're also relying heavily on Peggy. So, and then we'll have an office manager, but we aren't gonna be able to hire an office manager for a little while. Just cause we don't have the staff or we don't have the
funds.
people, we
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
the agents yet in order to support an office manager there, where we knew in Calhoun we would, without much of a problem.
Not yet, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. So, anyway, it's exciting, and we don't expect to go anywhere else this year.
No.
Come on, you don't know.
You never know.
No, I know, well, and here's the thing, we can't ever say we are not going anywhere, because we never know what God's gonna do.
Yeah.
Right.
So we gotta be open to whatever God does, but we don't anticipate going anywhere else. So, anyway,
You bring them on.
Christina Puckett's supposed to be here.
There she got her days mixed up.
Well, and I don't know what's going on with Nathan isn't here yet either.
There was a wreck down on 41,
Oh, was it?
closer, to Cedar Crest Drive and 41, right there at that intersection.
I thought I heard somebody.
So I don't know if
well,
maybe that
yeah,
might
we were
delay
gonna check.
somebody.
Make sure that we.
Let's see if I have
Come on.
Christina.
Yeah, it's still on, so that's good.
Oh, come on, I don't have her on my phone, what the heck's wrong with me? Anybody have Christina Puckett's
Yes.
number?
Let me just call her.
No, I'll call her, just give me the number.
Her cell is 214-662-7545.
It is warm in here. It's not just because of that last night.
But you're still recording.
I know! He's not getting a copy, so. It'd be awful if he did. So nobody came in?
I'm glad we don't have a packed house today.
I know.
You're glad we don't?
Huh?
You're glad we don't? Is that what you're saying?
I like your hair.
Oh, thank you, Lynn.
I do. I almost didn't recognize you because I was not looking to be that color.
Did you get my text yesterday?
Yes, I did.
No
but-
gasping.
Yeah, well, why would I though? It's pretty.
Thank you.
I
We did
do,
it
I
fixed
like
on
it.
Thursday.
Fixed, okay.
Yeah.
I was expecting Bozo the Clown.
Yeah, well.
Let's see, we have our sales meeting tonight. I thought you were
I
gonna-
thought, what could she
Um,
possibly?
I sent them a text because my office is
Oh,
open
yeah,
now.
thanks, bye.
I sent them a text, I'm like, no gasping when I walk in with it, with the hair. I thought it would say permit too, like, $3 to do everything, you get all in there, and
Yeah,
hates it in the chair.
yeah.
So, okay, I'm not doing it again.
Well, we'll come past this and go to the record moment.
Oh, whoa.
Miss Lynn.
Hey. All right. Okay, what I'm gonna talk to y'all about today is Respite. Okay? And I'm gonna read you from, when we're talking about stuff that is legal stuff, we gotta have a clear understanding of these went to the franchise meeting. We have those meetings every other month, then we go to that, and we hear these horror stories. I'm thinking, Lord, don't ever let us get back this big while I'm alive. Because it's
She
just
wants it all on
too
me.
much.
Yes, she'll deal with it,
Right,
right?
and since they're kind of like, you know, the people that enforce all of this, like Greg and, you know, the federal people, then they're so far, they're several years behind, so maybe it won't hit till I'm out the door, so. I can hope. Okay, so, when we were sitting, typical me, when we were sitting there, I'm taking notes. But I'm taking notes like, remember about Dana's story. That's what I said. And Marcy's looking at me, oh good, I won't have to remember this because she's taking notes. Yeah. I don't really remember what the story was. And I'm coming downstairs and asking Marcy, what did she say?
And I'm like,
Okay, but I just remember, and I put broker moment beside it. So, anyway, here's the kind of gist of what she was saying. She was talking about all kinds. I mean, we spent probably an hour talking about legal issues. And you
Yeah,
know,
because
and
Dana
how
was there.
just so innocently you can get yourself into trouble. And y'all, guess what? If you did that, I'm supposed to turn you into Greg. I have to.
Oh.
Yes. That's what she does. She does that. She
Okay.
has to do it. Because if she doesn't do it, she could be deemed incompetent. That's
yeah,
the last thing you want to be, you know.
as a broker,
As a broker,
especially.
right. Okay, so,
She could lose the company, or she could
yeah, I
lose.
could lose, I would have to go away.
So
To
then-
real estate change, probably. Okay.
Oh.
So, here's the thing, this is what she was talking about, this is what Marcy and I, our little brains could remember together, is that there was an agent, and she put out a flyer or some type of advertisement, probably, my guess is on Facebook, that she would pay a $100 referral to anyone who referred her for business.
In the form of, I think
A
it
gift
was-
card. It
yeah,
was in the form of a gift card that would then go to a charity, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, I've heard, you know, $100 gift card to Home Depot, things like that. RESPA says that you, let me read it, to the actual wording, because I want to make sure. That it covers any fee, kickback, or thing of value pursuant to any agreement or understanding, oral or otherwise, that business incident to or part of a settlement service involving a federally related mortgage shall be referred to any person. So basically, if that person is getting a mortgage, as most people are gonna be getting a mortgage, you cannot do that kind of stuff. And also, here's another thing, there is a misconception that is inaccurate, according to Seth Weissman, that there's some kind of rule that says your closing gifts cannot be over $100. There is no such rule.
however, there is a tax rule that
Right.
a closing gift cannot be over $25. It hasn't been changed since the 60s. So make sure on your closing gifts, if you buy something that's over $25, which you most likely will, I would
Yeah.
hope, that you write it down as a promotional gift.
Yeah.
And as long as it has your information with it, it can be a card attached to it, it can be a calendar, it can be whatever, but it has to be branded to you, it can be considered a promotional gift.
Okay.
And what about that value? That can be.
Whatever you
That's
want it to
okay.
be. There's
Yeah.
no cap on promotional gifts, but there is a cap, tax-wise, only tax-wise, for
Right,
the
okay.
$25 for a
So,
closing gift.
if we give them a gift, as long as it has like a card with it?
Card works, cause it's a
Okay.
promotion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, business card's a
Cause it
promotion.
doesn't have to be like on the, like engraved or anything on it,
No, it
it's
doesn't have to be
just
engraved.
a card, okay.
Yeah, if you do a basket and you throw a few cards in there, you
Okay.
can, that qualifies.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, okay, go ahead.
So, but what about that, the gift in return for, purchasing with the cruise thing, doesn't that?
No, it doesn't. Well, actually,
I'm wondering, because we passed that by them and I asked if this hit anything for RESPA, and they said no. And I don't know why,
okay, so
because that's the thing about it.
actually, y'all, this morning, I'm sitting here going through this book and I'm thinking, I'm not telling them that, I'm not telling them that. You know, a lot of this stuff is a lot of it's directed toward mortgages, but you can't go and pay somebody to give you referrals.
Oh, that's
That's
what it is.
the big
That's
thing.
what it is.
Yes.
It's about the referral. So for instance, if you have a gift that you're giving to your client, you can't tell them, like,
Yeah,
it's not about, it's about the referral. So
Right.
you can give a buyer's rebate, you can give
right.
something, but you cannot say, listen, if you refer me, I will give you X.
Well, let me tell you, we had
Some
that,
adjustment.
that particular thing once upon a time in our brokerage, where an agent had said they were going to give a referral. They were giving a referral to someone who owned a company that was like a home services company, and she was giving referrals. Somebody at that company was giving referrals to this agent in exchange for money, which is an absolute clear RESPA violation. The agent's no longer with us. There was just really nothing. It was a very, very difficult
And
week
sad,
that went on. It was very sad
very sad.
because she did not want us to release her, but we didn't feel like we had, at that point, we didn't feel like we had any choice whatsoever.
And that person.
And I didn't report it,
Yeah.
which,
Which
Probably
Dana
not the
said,
right
Dana
thing.
looked at both of us and said, you need to report that. You need to report that.
right.
And we were like,
So, just be extremely careful. If you have a marketing idea of any kind that involves any kind of thing, you need to talk to me. I need to research it and make sure that you are okay. Yes. Oh, I thought you said, yeah. So, that's, you can get, it is the most violated rule and the least understood. Even after all of this reading, I really don't totally understand it. Because as I say, most of it's being directed at the loan process and any kind of kickbacks for mortgage companies and things like that that might affect the bottom line of the borrower.
yeah. Can I interject something too? I just remembered, she said that, oh gosh, okay, now it just got, hold on, no. I remember some of it. First of all, there's a fine. She said of $25,000. And
Yeah.
secondly, this was the other part of it, E&O doesn't cover it because
Yeah,
it's a
that's
license
it.
law violation.
Oh,
Wow.
And you
Yes.
should know better.
Right.
wow.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
25,000 per.
Yes,
Incident.
per incident.
Now, one thing I
Okay.
want to call. This is why. I'm telling you, that affiliated business disclosure, that is the hardest thing sometimes I know to remember to do. But it covers us for that kind of stuff, because we have to disclose to the public. You know, anybody that pays rent to us, all of our vendors that we have, all of that. In here, this is Seth Wiseman's Red Book. And he goes into great detail explaining some of these situations. That, you know, it's a big deal. And I want y'all to be very aware of it. That like I say, that affiliated business disclosure, I mean, and everybody has one of these now. It's not like we just make maximum one agent's use of. Everybody has them in some form or other.
Not everybody, but
No.
most everybody should.
Most, I'm thinking
Most
the bigger
brokers.
players.
Yeah, the bigger players do.
Yeah,
Some of them make you sign it even if it's not your client, which makes no sense.
yeah, I
Like-
know. Well, I used to do that because I didn't know any better, so.
So is
you're-
there like a legal way that you can like a past client refers you? And you wanna reward them?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You can just thank them afterwards.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. No, I'm serious, like you can give them something.
A
It's just, if
promotional
you're
gift.
advertising, yes, if you're advertising, listen, past clients, if you send me people, I will give you X. That's where the problem lies.
Right, right.
But if somebody,
It's an enticement
if somebody
for business.
refers you and you wanna send them an edible arrangement or a box of chocolates or, you know,
Yeah.
or even a gift card to Home Depot or something, you can do that as a promotional gift.
Yeah.
Attach your card.
Yeah.
Attach your card
Make
to
sure
it,
your
yeah.
card's in there.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I had posted about doing free appraisals for.
Yes,
So
that's a thing
when I
about
had did it, I
Yeah,
had
it's a thing
posted
about you.
that if you are thinking about listing your home but want to know how much,
yeah.
I am offering a free appraisal. I wasn't gonna be doing the appraisal.
But you weren't asking for referrals.
No. No, I was wanting their business so I could list their
Well,
house.
wait a minute, I think that is.
So,
It is it says, and Seth went into great detail about the thing of value. Anything of value. So that I would be very,
okay, well, I did nothing in
Here.
front of it, so.
Yeah.
I got a question.
okay,
That's kind of like, is that not similar to how when we were on, I guess it was a lead generation class, I don't remember, when we said we would pay half of your closing?
Yeah.
I think Dave,
Yeah.
is that not similar to that?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
That's
Which
why
should be
I'm
okay.
thinking this is a misunderstood
Yeah.
fact.
it
And-
is.
And is it referrals?
It's, no, it's
Or-
not if it's to the buyer at the closing.
Okay.
If it goes to the buyer,
Okay, that's. the
it's
difference.
okay.
So then what she
You can't
said
go
was
through the-
okay.
Yeah.
But it would be going to the seller.
Oh,
It
you
would
would
be
sell it.
that
Because
I
the seller
would
would get the
see.
benefit of the free appraisal to know how much that they could list
Yeah.
their home
Yeah,
for.
I think
I
that's
mean,
fine.
I
I
give a
would-
free staging consultation. I don't think I'm violating anything by doing that. Because that's part of my presentation, just like some
Right.
people include drone photos and some people don't.
Right.
It's not an enticement, it's part of my business
Marketing,
presentation.
But it is, if you keep going with it, isn't it even like what's your home worth kind of thing, like what she was
CMA.
doing?
Yeah.
The CMA that you put out on your Facebook,
Yeah.
what is your
Yeah.
home worth, isn't
Yeah.
that kind of what
Yeah.
she was doing or what you're
Well,
talking about?
except it's a true appraisal, what she's doing, which
Right,
we
okay.
we're giving an opinion value.
So you're not doing a true appraisal.
No, she is doing a
Oh,
true
you
appraisal,
are.
because she's an appraiser.
And are they gonna use that? I mean, if they're getting,
It would just be a marketing tool for them, you know,
See,
to know
yeah.
how much to.
It's
but you
just
would
like
have
the
an
buyer's-
appraisal
But
done
only if
by
they
a
list
mortgage
with me.
company too.
Yeah,
So,
it's basically to say like, you know, to where you don't underlist your house.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because the bank is still gonna require them to have an
Yeah.
appraisal.
A bank appraisal,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
okay.
Okay, I'm not giving anybody anything.
No.
Don't give them
I'm thinking.
They give me something.
Yeah, I know, and
I'm
that's
taking
right,
my
that's,
heart.
that's what I should have been living by.
My heart has
But
changed.
I'm thinking that's the same as, you know, some loan officers will say, well, we don't have an origination fee. I I mean, it's the same thing, that's why some people would wanna use a certain loan officer, because they don't have an origination.
Yeah.
Or they only charge X amount, they won't go over a certain amount, well, it's just the way they do business. That's okay.
Well, he's talked about in here about, you know, how builders do with their lenders too,
Yeah,
and that they
can do that.
yeah, as long as it's not, they're not forced. They can say, okay, I'll cover so much of your closing costs
If you use
if you
my
use this
lender.
lender.
Why, a lot of their advertisement says you must in all caps.
Really?
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I don't
on the
understand,
listing.
is
Yeah, they
like
can't
in
make you.
in private
that's-
remarks on some listings, it
Yes.
says you must.
Right.
Follow
Well,
these.
now
No,
that
it's-
is-
No, I've seen
No,
must.
you must
Yeah.
use.
Yes, that
Yeah,
is in the
that's-
case of like distressed homes.
Well, the
Nine-
townhome that I
nine-
have under contract right now, that was in the private remarks.
Well, that's a.
Must
I've
use
seen that.
McMichael and Gray.
And
for
I'm gonna say
closing.
maybe Four Seasons,
You
there's a
cannot-
local one here that's doing
You
it.
And
too.
that's
That's
sorta
not right,
confused me.
you cannot make somebody use an attorney or a lender.
Good, okay.
You
Okay,
cannot,
wait a
if you're
second.
advertising it, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And I know Andy Hartman's, talked about that. I thought somebody came in, who was it that came in?
thought that too, but
Lynn,
Huh?
who was it that
maybe
came
I
in?
just
Oh,
didn't understand what I heard first.
Nathan?
Yeah.
Nathan, okay.
Lynn, stand next to that, so I can get your picture real quick.
wait,
So proud.
Okay, let me do one more up. You know when you hold your camera up, it makes you look thinner?
oh,
Does
yes.
it really?
Yeah.
Really?
All right.
Yeah,
Interesting.
they say, I can't tell
I
them.
will have to say this to the
Not good
camera.
enough.
I'm gonna go down and make it look taller though, too, right?
If we have a minute afterwards, I'm gonna be looking at this and reading, I'll tell you some of the answers.
Okay.
Oh, you wanna come on in?
Yeah. Yes, let me introduce Nathan.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good
Oh,
morning.
Thank you for having me.
We had you a little earlier, so.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. But anyway, Nathan is with the Flowery Branch Children's Homes and Advocates for Children.
Thank you.
And this is our featured charity for this year, and we've been
Thank you.
giving into it pretty generously, I think.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so he approached me with something, I want him to explain it all.
All right. Thank you very much. First of, and then, well, thank you for your fearless leader here to be what we call our quacky cash sponsor for the Duck Derby. So I'm not too sure you heard of the Duck Derby. Been around for 18 years. This way we call it the rise of the duck because it's 18. You know, the duck's moving on out of the house. You know, things like that. Gradually, high school, hopefully. So I'm with Advocate for Children. My name is Nate. Well, a couple things before. Let's. I brought some stuff. Let's do some fun stuff. Okay. So, guess a number, right? So the first person will win some prize in here. Let's say how many children that we serve at the children's shelter in 2019. You know?
12.
Hi, please.
37.
There is a. Okay, close.
500.
As a whole organization, we serve almost 10,000, but we only have 14 beds at the
Okay.
shelter. So
55.
a little bit lower,
40?
48.
4.
42. All right, I'll give it to you. All right, here you go. It's the
So cute.
All right.
That's the picture. That, Lynn, we gotta get that too. I'm not
Okay.
posting this.
So,
I'm gonna wait on this one.
all right. So can you? So we just launched a brand new program for. So we serve. You know, we have two sides of our program, Advocate for Children, right? The residential, which is the shelter, and there's a brand new program. And then the other side is advocacy and prevention. So can you name can you name a name of our new program? think of it of the duck this year?
Rise of the.
Yes, right. All right. So I'll give you this.
Yeah, I'm good at catching babies.
Thank you.
He's really good at that.
Well,
You need to go to LJ.
I bought some. This is what we call in the office dead duck. So as you know, they've been through a lot. So anyway, I'll leave this stuff here for you, and we have this thing little making noise, you know, and a couple more hats and stuff. Okay, the reason why I guess I'm here is that so the duck derby, so we are building it as the duck week. Okay, it's gonna be May 9th to May 16th. Okay, we start kicking off with the Duck Dash, which is our 5K run. But during the week, we are doing what we call is You Got Flock. So we have a whole bunch of these dead duck. So you see the pink flamingo on the yard. Okay,
Yeah.
so what we're gonna do is we're gonna litter people yard with the dead duck.
Oh
this
my
day.
gosh.
So we have Quacky, you know, we have it's an actual duck costume. It's like yellowish, you know, duck. And then we have a blow up ducks and things like that. So that we will be promoting around town, and then we'll end up at on the Saturday the 16th with the duck week, with the duck derby. So it's gonna be at night. It's gonna be at Sam Smith. We are building a whole man-made river, but this year we are gonna be lighting it up. So Maximum One is part of that promotion. So I'll come back to that in a moment, but I'll get you excited about the duck stuff. So before the duck derby, there's gonna be a car show. There's gonna be the duck derby, and we're gonna do the duck after dark, which is a concert at Sam Smith. So that's me gonna be there to like 1 or 2 clean up. Anyway, so a lot of exciting stuff. You're gonna see like really big banner all over town. We sell about 20,000 ducks. You know, as a whole. Let me get back to the basic first. I'm sorry. So it's a fundraiser for Africa for Children. So what it is that rather than do a raffle, which is boring, so we had to do this duck thing. So on the bottom of each duck, there's gonna be a number. So when somebody buy a duck or adopt a duck, you don't actually get the duck. So you adopt a duck, so you get a number, right? And that number we're gonna stick it underneath the duck, okay? And then what we do is that we're gonna when we build a man-made river thing, the duck will go down the river, and the first one cross the finish line, win a prize. Okay. So, but the thing is that like we used to do it at the river, so there's plenty of room for 20,000 ducks. But because we man-made this, so we have like about 8 heats, so 8 different heats, and we also have one BID duck, which is the bigger one. So we make it a little bit more fun, family friendly, things like that. So how this will tie into with what you do is this. So your affiliate leader here agreed to be our Quacky Cash sponsor. So that the Maximum One will be on every single promotional piece. So as you can see, we print about 20,000 pieces of this. We sell about 20,000 ducks. So that's part of that. And then you see like promotional all over town, things like that. Okay? So I just heard the lady talk about. So I'm just saying, so you have to get your boss approval first. Some of the idea that people are doing is that first of all, thank you very much for your support, because we couldn't do this without you and without the matching fund. Some of the idea that I was telling Marcy is that so for example, if somebody come and like to, let's say, another realtor, I'm just saying saying that somebody comes to the open house, you might say, hey, you know what? If I get your name and your phone number, we'll adopt a dog for you. For example, I have an insurance company here in town that everybody that come to him and get a quote from him, he will buy a duck for that person. So the winning duck 2 years ago, the guy didn't even buy it, and he won like $10,000. So you know, like, so that insurance guy get a customer for life, you know. But, you know, so you know, things like that we can do. We can be you know, like as a team, as a whole, that you can help sell adopt, you know, help sell the adopted duck. Okay, and we have like something like this that some people put in their car or their decal. We have stuff like ask me about how to adopt a duck, things like that. So I'm leaving all this with you as like
Cool.
get some idea and things like that. You know, so
That'd be cute, my old
How
dog.
how much are the ducks?
That's yours.
one
I
duck
love
is
it.
$5.
Okay.
Yeah, $5.
And then
Really?
you can buy like a package of they call quacky. I don't know.
Quacky bag?
Yeah, I think so. And then we can send you this online too. So you know, if you have people email, you can just tell them. And then as a whole, you can be like as like a. We can discuss about this like a team, things like that. Also, you know, a lot of half of the sales of the duck normally come from high school senior. So the Quacky Cash is we used to be called scholarship, right? But nowadays maybe some kid, you know, maybe I got my scholarship covered, but I need a car. So you know we do that cash for them to go buy a car, or maybe they go to technical school. They might want to get their apartment, might want to buy, you know, like stuff for their apartment. So we changed the name to you know, Quacky Cash rather than scholarship. But the idea is for them to start, you know, their adult journey, you know, with this funding.
Nice.
Now,
Yeah.
is the CASA program, I mean, is it the same?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
CASA. So.
Is that within?
Advocates, yes, under our umbrella, CASA is under advocacy and prevention. Last year we did, we have 74 volunteers that donate about 6,200 hours. So to be a CASA volunteer basically is that when a kid go to the foster system or something like that, so you have to go to this audit training, got sworn in by the judge, it's very officials. So you be the observer between the kid and the family. You're not there to be their big sister, big brother, you're not there to be their best friend, but you be the third party impartial person when the judge asks you about the fit, things like that, you give your honest opinion to the judge. It's very
I used to be a CASA. so-
Did
yeah.
you?
Yeah. You're the eyes and ears of the court.
correct.
And you're not defects, you're not parents, you're like a, you know,
And how's our
third
looking at-
party. Yeah. It's a very act. I wish I had the time to do it.
Correct. I mean, some years, some cases can be like 3 years, some cases
Yeah.
can be shorter. It just depends on the situations, you know. So, but overall, we serve about almost 10,000, you know, individuals, kids and family. So we also have that other program that deal with kids that have behavioral issues, things like that. But everything that we do is geared around children.
Is there a certain age that it starts from birth till whenever?
Correct, yeah, from, it just depends on different program, the Hope New Home have 2 signature programs, it's from toddler to about, 3 years old, and then from 3 to about 16, 17 years old, another program. We also visit every single new mom at Cartersville Medical, so the year before we did about 720 new mom, that means 720 new babies in Cartersville, and we give them resources. So then it doesn't matter that social economy, right? So we don't know, like when you leave the hospital, you might have different needs from different people. So we give them like a resource book for them to if they need help, they can hopefully they can find help after they leave the hospital.
You've been doing that for a long time?
Almost 2 years.
2 years?
Yes. And
You have
yes.
volunteers, I'm sorry,
No.
that work directly with the children?
Yes, you can be a mentor to the kids. I know that you have dropped off luncheon and meals before
Yeah.
from here, things like that. So those always best. The summer, when the kids are home, that's when we need help with luncheon, things like that. So volunteer, we have volunteer all over the organization that we can use. The admin where my office is, we can use a volunteer. We don't have a person answering the phone like all the time, so you can help with that, or you have different skills. We have a garden that you can help with. That we are not garden people. Right now, it's more like weed. So we have a little raised garden back there. If you want to do different programs, have different needs, so CASA looking for CASA volunteers, 40-hour training on that one. The only one you can do is a CAC, which is forensic interval. So last year we did 220, and this year I want to get the number right. I think is CASA 331. So the little kid, right? That mostly sex abuse, right? Sexual abuse. So rather than having that kid to go to the court and tell the bad story 5 times, right? So or maybe it take 2 years and they might not remember everything. So we get them into our facility, which look like a nice, comfortable place that they can talk freely, and we record the conversation. So this way that they can, the authority can use that recording to get that case. So that's it's sad to know that program is is going out. But the good news is that we know that people are using us more, and we are putting bad people, sort of helping putting bad people away.
Who's participated in the duck derby in the past? Anybody? No? Okay. Well, hopefully this will be a change then, and we get to participate in a lot of ways. So,
Yes.
So when they give a donation, it's going towards this, correct? When they give a donation?
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
So it's going toward the Quacky Cash.
Yeah.
Correct.
So keep that in mind when you have a closing, if you would, remember that on your DA request. Make sure that you're pulling the right DA request that has the Farm Branch Children's Home donation spot on it. And let's be generous.
Thank you. And we'll do a lot of social media around this. You see it pretty much all over town during that time. So this year we're gonna make it super big. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said there's 14 beds.
Correct.
Now, are these for like, who's in the beds?
Who's in bed? Thank you.
Yeah.
So what unique about our program is that we are co-ed. So we have 6 boy and 6 girl. The bedroom are the same size, but of course they can decorate their own room. And then we have 2 beds that reserved for runaway homeless. So when you go to Quick Trip or maybe the fire station, you see the yellow sign says safe place. So that's the program that we run. So it can be like 2 or 3 in the morning that we have to go out and pick up a kid. But this is a strange kid, right? So we don't know anything about this kid yet. How did they get to Cartersville and things like that? So we are not mixing them with our general population, because maybe they have lice and stuff like that, So we have in a separate bedroom. But who's always in the facility is, it can be a runaway homeless kid,
Okay.
kid from defect, kid that waiting to be adopted. So so the little kid, right? They're cute, so they get foster quicker.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're like 16 years old, 17
Yeah.
year old, I mean, be real. So I mean, like, you know, you're gonna have this kid for maybe 1 year, and then they're gonna leave. So who are going to invest in the 16 or 17-year-old kid, right? So most of our kids are a little bit older because of that reason, and we can do like sibling, you know, maybe two brother and a sister, things like that. So we can help them also. So the defect kid, another part of it is like, okay, a single parent, the apartment got burned down. So the parent was able to secure a place at a homeless shelter, but the homeless shelter doesn't have a place for the kid. So the kid can come and stay with us. Doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the kid or the parent.
Right,
It's just that there are circumstances. So I mean, the parent can come and visit the kid as much as he or she wants, but we are taking care of their, you know, like taking them to school, feeding them, clothing them, structure, right? And then when the parent maybe get back on their feet, file a new apartment, they can, you know, the kid can leave and be with, you know, the parents again.
Is this all in
Reunite.
Cartersville?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, not far from
Yeah, the
here.
children's shelter is like, what, 5 minutes from here, down
Correct.
the road?
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
there's that much in
Yeah.
Cartersville that goes on?
Oh, yeah, I think Cartersville is very, like, they have a great program, I think even better. You know, I live in Cherokee, so it's even better. I'm not even, I could be wrong, but I don't think Cherokee has, do you know if they have a children's shelter? There's been a lot of talk about it, but I don't think anything's happened as far as I know.
We take kids on like
The
Northwest
DFACS workers
Coast,
sometimes have to take the kids home, to their homes. They go to the DFACS office and have, like, you know, I guess sleeping bags or cots or something. Because, you know, these kids, they age out also of the foster system.
Then
And
what?
then what? They're not
Yeah,
mature enough to
So
be
that's
able to
what,
take
they get
yes,
in trouble,
that's
that's
what
what
RISE
happens.
is about.
Right.
That's what RISE is about. This is
Yeah.
a new program.
Correct,
Right.
18 to 24-year-olds
Mhm.
we're
Right.
taking care of.
correct.
Oh.
But the best example is that we have a kid that's 17 years old, turned into 18. But this kid be living with us, right? So this kid doesn't have mattress, no cooking utensil, because everything belongs to the shelter. No TV, nothing, right? But this kid just graduated from high school and want to be where you place this person back out on the street. So the new RISE program will address that situation. That they have to be what the government call it homeless. You know, like they can living in a shelter is a homeless situation. So we provide them with ways for them to get a job, go back to school. We partner with Red Door to get food to them once a week. We partner with Blessed Coalition for them to get like cooking utensils and things like that. You know, it's like they never been out on their own before. You know, if they have a friend come over, there's friend smoking in the apartment. I mean, you know, like, hey, you can't do that because you have to smoke outside. Thing, you know, those sort of things that we know growing up,
Yeah.
but they never been on their own, so they don't exactly know, you know, like how to change the air filter, things like that. So we have a staff program manager that sort of like going through those sort of things with them to make sure that they are, you know, being back into society again.
I love this.
I know, I do
Oh,
too.
you
I
would
didn't
be a
even
great
know.
foster.
Mm.
It's a lot of work.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you would be.
Mike got a hard heart
Yes,
this
ma'am.
year, that's.
So what are some like needs,
A hard heart this year.
say like, cause like we're moving, so we have a lot of children type bedding and things like that, so is that something that I could come and bring to you, or is those things like
You-
that you may need, or?
You could, and the staff will sort of like go through it, you know, to see like what we have, because, you know, like, okay, I don't want to sound ungrateful, like,
Well, you don't wanna be like a Goodwill package to the still and never use it.
There's so many like bedding that we can use, things like that, you know, so but the staff will sort of like go through it, and we have like Hope in Your Home where we when we do like what they call a group connect, so we invite the parents to come and be like in the room together and sort of like share what worked for them, what doesn't work. Normally we have like maybe 60 parents, then you know they bring 2 kids, right, average, so that, I mean, we can have like 120 people. So we have needs all over the organizations, but how is that? There's not exact signs that
Sure.
we'll need 15 blanket, things like that, you know,
Yeah.
like there's then never, because
Something like
CASA, like when CASA, some kid can use quilt and blanket, you know, like it just, you know, you tell me what you're thinking, and I can tell you that
A crib and a toddler bed.
we can use that.
Okay.
Car seat, things like that, you know, things like that, because we have other programs that can, the parents might not have a lot of cash to buy those sort of things, you know, so we give it to them because they working 2 jobs and the kid acting out, they already don't know what to do, you know, so absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're looking forward to
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Very good.
Thank you. All right.
Mind blowing. I
Thank
had
you.
no idea.
All right.
Thank you.
Awesome. I know.
Did he do more?
There's all kinds of stuff up here. Ah, wait, after.
Right down
Christina,
Bryce.
Christina Puckett was planning on being here, but her husband, no wait, let me see what she said. Apparently she said something to Holly, but she might have told her this morning. Her husband had an eye doctor appointment today, he has to get eye injections.
Oh, yeah, my mother had to have some.
No.
They're not as fast as they sound.
Yeah, she said they're usually on a Wednesday, I forgot that it was on a Tuesday, so anyway, she apologizes, she will be in the Rome office next week, but, anyway. Affiliated closing attorney, has everybody used Hartman Law, has anyone not used Hartman Law? Anybody not used Hartman? Okay.
Oh my gosh!
Melanie Adams, you are missing out, girl. Just try it
Leslie
once.
Simmons, is that?
That's who I go to.
Yeah, just use them once.
Yeah.
And you'll see,
Oh, I'm sure.
and I'm not
Nothing
saying
but good
anything
things.
negative against
Yeah, I know.
Leslie, but they're.
But you don't
They
have
are
to.
awesome. But you don't have to. Yes, I will give it to
Said
you.
she don't have to.
No, of course not, of course not.
But I've had wonderful things, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, they're great closing attorneys, so. Actually, they agreed to come up to Calhoun on closing today on Sunday, so this was last Tuesday. But they're going, they're meeting me in the Calhoun office today, so.
Is this your closing?
Yay. Yes, that's exciting. All right, giveaway time, we gotta get our names and stuff in the, I don't know where our other bowl is, so I just kinda grabbed this, got many cards.
It comes off of the fridge.
Oh, I didn't bring my card, can I just make it?
It's too hot.
So when you fill the paper, pull it out.
No, Kelly, it'll feel different.
No, no,
Okay.
you won't.
Well, what we'll
Here,
do.
this time.
There you go.
Write your name on that.
Okay.
Here, Sarah,
Good, you can
Oh, you
put
Sarah
did?
is
Okay,
Kelly.
she put one.
Oh, that's me?
Sarah is Kelly.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you put me in there too? You put 2 cards.
It was hers.
Okay.
Be a little competitive.
Yes.
Just
And I never win.
There's about to be a showdown between you two.
All right, I think Sarah maybe can hold this. She is here. This is for $25 off the following month's bill. Okay, there you go.
And I'm signing up for the new chime thing too,
Well, that's good.
the text and the phone thing.
Yes! Yay! it would be for
Or-
March. Yep, and then give
Thank
that
you.
to Holly, just put it on her desk, prominently.
Hey, Karen.
Yeah, congrats. I don't think you've won it yet, have you?
No.
No, that's awesome. Okay, and then our agent of the month,
Kathy.
Kathy McLeod. I am so proud of Kathy.
I'm excited.
So, come on up here.
Wow.
She had almost $1 million in 1 month.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Way to go.
All right, Kathy.
Amazing.
Come on,
We
Miss
need
Leanne.
somebody to
All
take a
right.
picture. Would you, Sarah, just send it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take this. You take this off of my friend. How's that?
So not photogenic.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you
I
are.
never have been.
You're
So-
proud of yourself.
So this kinda makes up for me.
It has been a month.
It's been a month.
It has been a month.
She had, a defaulting seller.
Oh,
Oh, no.
That,
Yeah.
like sometimes
What does that
happens
mean?
that just.
She
wanted to
sold her
throw-
house and then decided 3 days later, I don't wanna sell it.
Oh,
And
oh, like
it
that.
was a
Yeah.
hot
Like under
mess.
contract?
Well, it's a hot mess.
Yeah.
Is it still going on?
No.
Somebody
anymore.
resolve something like that, yeah.
So can we ask what happened? Or is that,
No, I guess you can tell.
Well,
how is it handled, I guess? is-
Yeah, learning
If she
experience.
decided she didn't want to sell, what happened then?
she thought that she could,
Lie.
yeah, lie. She tried to say that she thought she could sell her home and basically choose when she wanted to move out, that she could stay there until she found her new home.
What?
And
she
then she
signed
said
a contract
contingent
saying-
upon her finding a home, which she had never brought that up to me. And I even asked Miss Lynn, is that even a such thing?
No.
You know,
I've
and
never heard of that.
which she had just bought this house a year and a half ago, so she's not new to this buying,
Process, yeah.
selling side. So there was just a lot of issues going on with her.
So she did end up
No.
defaulting?
She did.
And
It
then
took a week, basically. She kept us on limbo. She's gonna sell, but then she's not gonna sell. She's
And you
gonna
found a
sell.
solution for her.
I
Yeah,
did.
she found solutions
I mean,
for her.
the buyers were like, we will extend out to March 31st,
Wow.
which was a 2-month,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
but,
and
that- yeah, she had,
it didn't matter what you said or do, she was determined she was not gonna sell.
yeah,
So are the buyers suing her for performance?
we don't.
We don't know.
Gotcha.
She don't know that we're not,
She doesn't know that we're not suing for a commission.
right,
Yeah, because commissions do.
I mean, she,
I don't.
Yeah, commissions owed.
all I know is I saved emails I sent her
Thank
and saved the
goodness.
text, and I sent it to Miss Lynn. I said, Miss Lynn, help.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slim done her
So,
thing.
yes, she did. Thank you for that very much.
So-
Did you ever talk to the seller?
No,
Okay.
Yeah,
She
and that was the thing. I offered, to let her talk to Miss Lynn. I told her if you need to speak to my broker,
yeah.
Well, that's
this
a
is
whole
her
other-
She
name.
wrote
I
a
gave her the
letter
office number. Yeah.
To everybody involved.
It was not a very nice letter.
Throwing Kathy under the bus, claiming Kathy was only interested in her commission.
Well,
And unbeknownst to her, I took her letter and Kathy's notes. In no way did they line up. And so I let her know, lots of stuff.
well, I've seen that side, so I just didn't know if the seller got that side win or not. She's got your back.
Yes,
Miss
Miss
Lynn had my
Mean
back.
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
And I mean, when this first come about, when she sent me a text, I put her house on the market a Friday. It was under contract the next day. And so then, I told her that Saturday, we have to start looking, because she had no money to put towards earnest money. So, she was gonna pay all cash for the house. She was gonna
From
take
her
the cash
proceeds.
from, cause she owed nothing on the house she was selling, it was paid for. So, I tried every way I could, and I sent her multiple homes, and went and showed her, Tuesday, finally got her in Rome, looking Tuesday, and she sent me a text Tuesday night at like 5 till 9, I changed my mind, and I'm like, huh, what?
Wow.
So, I called and texted Miss Lynn the next day, and I was like, what do I do? And so,
How did you keep all your notes? Like, was it just like on a notebook, or were
well, I
emails
went
to
and
her,
wrote
or-
down on a notebook.
This is
Okay.
why it's so
But-
important for y'all to document things down
Yeah.
in the pipeline.
Yeah.
That's what's great about the pipeline, because you've got, you know, all the emails and all that kind of
So
stuff.
we can put
Well,
the email,
and-
copies of the emails in the
Yeah, when
pipeline.
she
Also,
started
you-
this, I wanna cancel, that's when I would send her a text and say, I sent you an email to let her know,
Yeah.
check your emails.
And
But I
sh-
made sure I sent emails with,
Right.
saying,
Right.
when the buyers need to know a decision,
Right.
how do you wanna proceed?
Right.
the first thing we did was the mutual termination, which is that new document where you put in the commission, because commission was earned at that point. She had brought a ready available buyer to the table, commission was earned. So we first sent that over. She never signed
She wouldn't even respond.
it. Yeah. Yeah, other than to say, I don't have this money, blah, 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 blah. So then we went to that meeting last week, and this was going on, so I asked Dana right there. She said, well, then I don't see anything else. She said, just get her to sign the termination, because we had to have something in order for the buyers to get their earnest money back.
Okay,
Yeah. But I let her know in my letter, after she signed it, we got her signature first. Then I sent my poison pen. That this did not, that didn't release her from her responsibility to the brokerage. The brokerage is involved, and I would be,
Have you heard from her
discussing.
at
No,
all?
No, of course not. Unless she emailed me yesterday, which I didn't even have time to look at my email.
But if she didn't sign that,
No, we had her sign the
but what if she
release
did?
of
What
the-
if she just 100% refused? You could send her the
Well, then
letter.
we'd do a 10-day letter.
Right,
on that.
okay.
Yeah.
And it was a terrible experience for the buyers, because they had been renting from the buyer's agent.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
and had been looking for a house since last October or November. And
That's
so
so sad.
this was their first time
Oh.
buying a house.
Oh.
So it was not a
Bad
very good
experience.
experience. I
No.
felt so bad.
I
So
mean,
bad.
so.
But you still closed 940,000.
Unreal.
Yeah.
You got a tip for us?
I know.
Yeah. What
Sure.
do you have?
I'm going to, treating my family, my 2 kids and my husband, we're going to Atlantis in May. I've always wanted to go.
Oh,
for you.
And this was a doozy. Mr. Louis was a doozy.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Louis. Well, Miss
So-
Lynn, I'm Mr. Louis, so and so.
But I do miss him.
Yeah.
Sarah and I talked about it. We do miss working with him. So now I'm just getting donkeys and chickens and goats.
I
now.
said, she got him a donkey. Yes, tell everybody
You
about
got him a donkey?
You got him a
I hope you
got
put card
horses.
on it.
He's got a barn of 9 acres now, so that's what he wants to do. He wants to board horses, and so he wanted a
That's so
donkey
cool.
to put out the pasture. And he's like,
We go beyond,
yeah, I gotta get a
Absolutely.
donkey. I gotta get a truck. And Sarah was like, "Do not buy a truck." So when the 3 of us walked out of closing, she looked down and she goes, "Now you can go buy your truck. You can trade your little sports car and get a truck." So he did. He went and got a truck. And so cause we have horses, so I told my husband, I said, be looking for some donkeys for Mr. Louie. So we did, and he couldn't pick it up, and they weren't gonna deliver, so we went and picked it up and took it to him. So, and it was a cute donkey.
Was it a
Cute
baby?
donkey. It's probably 4 or 5 years old, but it was real shy. So he'll text me and he's like, I think he named it Dominic. Dominic the donkey. And he said, I think Dominic needs a wife. And so I said, I'll be looking. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Oh my
So, yeah, he's happy, but
He'll be a donkey breeder soon.
Yeah.
That's
Sarah
great.
suggested that we tell him he has to name his chickens Sarah and Kathy.
I love
So,
that.
That's great.
but yeah.
And here's our sales volume for January. It was probably the slowest month of the year, which it usually is. However, what did I say that was over last year? Because I want to say it more than doubled over last year's January.
Wow.
And
February, y'all.
in February, oh my gosh.
Goodness.
February, we have 53 closings on the books for February.
Wow.
Wow.
Last year, we had 27.
So y'all
That's
just
huge.
imagine.
It is huge. So, anyway, congratulations, Melanie, for being more than one closing last month. And
Yay.
Kathy McLeod. And I don't think anybody else is here, so we'll just move on. Who was not here last sales meeting? Anybody? 1, 2, that's it? Okay. So this is kind of our thrust this year is 2020 vision, and we got that scripturally based, where there is no vision, the people perish, is what Proverbs says. You can also put in, instead of people, the business perishes, because if you don't have a vision and you don't have a plan, you're not going anywhere. Okay? So, what's your vision? Oh, whoops, let me go back. And then Habakkuk 2:2 says, the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain, that he may run that readeth it. So, kind of like a dream board, it's kind of a scriptural basis for a dream board. You know, write it down, make it plain, make it so that it's easy to understand and in front of you, and you'll, that you may run when you read it. So, I remember Sharon Caro gave me a little prophecy at one point, and she said, God is giving you the ability to run. And boy, I sure have been.
You have been running. You need to remind me of that. Just throw that scripture out when I start.
When you start
When
giving
I
me a hard
start
time.
giving her a hard time.
Oh my
when
gosh,
she
you
needs
should
to
see my
step up.
text on Sunday.
I know,
It's
I'm like a cheap pecking person.
You need
What
to
is the,
slow
what is the
down.
line about running? What was the verse?
Huh?
What did you say about the running thing? Oh, it's on there.
Habakkuk 2:2.
Maybe running. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I read it to the tables and then I quit, so.
So,
She's not a runner.
I'm gonna ask
I'm gonna be. Yes, I am.
the two of you that were not here last month, I want you to write down what your plan is, what your vision is for 2020. And and I think we can give a couple of minutes of grace, right? The rest of us? Let's write it down, and I want you to think, those of you that were here last month, what was that vision that you wrote down last month? And are you keeping it in front of you and keeping it plain? So, let's give it a couple minutes to write it down.
I know that Shirley, one of her goals, has already been met.
Really?
Yes.
That's
She's
awesome.
got her house in the contract.
We closed Friday.
Yay.
I marketed on the 31st, we were under contract on the 5th, and we closed Friday.
Oh, wow.
It's coming Friday?
Yes.
It's
Oh.
amazing.
I thought it was the end of the month.
No, ma'am. Cash.
I know. It's
We're
amazing.
Full price cash offer. It's amazing. I was so proud of her.
And listen, y'all, God really had a huge plan for all of that, because had we had marketed it any sooner, this particular family that really needs our home would not have gotten it.
Wow.
They have 4 children, they have 2 of their own, and then they've adopted 2. And both of the 2 that they've adopted are what they call less marketable. And I loved on how they talked about that. But They have adopted 2 that are Down syndrome, and their oldest one of the 2, she is also autistic, and so she walks with a walker. And in the home that they're currently in, the whole family's not been able to be together at one time. And because they've got stairs, and this little girl can't get where she desires to be and to whom she desires to be with, and they're both nonverbal. So there's a lot of sign. Anyway, they were really cool. I got to meet the whole family. It was awesome. Anyway, now our home, because it is a true ranch, allows this girl to be able to enter from her car into the house at any time and to go and be with her siblings at any time. So like, while I love where I'm at, I love our home, and I love our neighbors, I love the fact that God's brought this family. And so it's made it a whole lot easier. Like, I'm ready to go because I want them to hurry up and get together and to be together.
That's awesome.
So,
That
yeah.
is.
Wow.
This thing happens for a reason. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Very, very exciting.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. All right, so we all know our vision for 2020, 3 things. Last month we talked about let's calculate. So I want to know, we talked about conversations, and those of you that weren't here, this is the formula to find out how many conversations you need per day to meet your income goal, okay? So, yeah, Kelly, you might want to take a picture. But
Hold me out for.
because you're getting your phone ready and I know you weren't here. That's why. Because I know you take pictures and
Okay.
everything.
I'm kidding.
Okay. So I'm gonna pick on you though, not Kelly, I'm gonna pick on somebody else. How many conversations a day do you need, Melanie?
3.4.
3.4.
Around it to 4.
How are you doing with your goal?
I'm doing okay. I don't think I look at it daily,
Uh-huh.
but I think I'm doing okay. And then I've been looking and researching more into the Vulcans.
Yes.
And I want to, that's
Come to the last,
nice.
okay, good.
So I think that will help
Yeah,
us.
last week of the month on Monday.
I've been watching that.
Okay, who else? Shirley, how many conversations do you need?
I need to have 3.
Okay. How many are you having, do you think?
0, because I've been packing and moving.
You're a little bit busy, I get it.
Sorry.
So, no, you can just, you can just
Make it up.
refigure it
Yeah.
over 10 months instead of 11 months, and it'll give you what you need to catch up.
Are these verbal conversations
It's
or
a verbal
emails?
conversation, well, no,
It
no,
can be like a
it could be
message.
like,
Okay.
yeah, it could be a
On
message.
Facebook or-
But like, yeah, Facebook,
right.
like, ooh, how much is this house? Oh, it's this, what price range are you looking
Okay.
in? Have you been connected to a lender? Oh, well, I'm looking in the 200 range and no, great, let me get you to Sarah or whoever.
Okay.
You know, that's a conversation about real estate.
Okay.
Even a conversation that is like, are you looking for a home? And they go, no, not for another 2 years. It's still a conversation, it still counts.
Okay.
So you need, according to this formula, you need 39 no's before you get a yes. So don't be afraid of the no,
Okay.
and your conversion ratio might be better than somebody else's, you never know, but this is an average. I don't think I need 40 at this point, but I'm sure, I have conversations all the time. Okay, somebody else, Karen, how many conversations do you
I need 4.
Okay,
It's gone up, I rework things.
okay,
And I'm probably at 3, and I shouldn't say probably because I should have that all figured out, but I'm continually working on that plan as part of my testing. But I would say like at 5 days out of 7, I'm doing like 3 a day.
okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
great.
so I'm on my way, I'm getting there.
That's, yeah.
Now, is this
that's it.
just random people?
Anybody, buyers or sellers, buyers or sellers, buyers or sellers. So, and this little, I brought this slide too, actually, Holly thought this would be helpful for people because they were taking pictures of it last time. These are all the ways that you can market for lead, and this is just a sampling really. There's so many other ways for you to market to get leads. So you can have all of these items, all of this stuff, except for Opcity and Zillow is free, pretty much. Postcards are not free, but a lot of it is free. This is stuff that you can do that does not take money. And if you are looking at, just starting your business or starting back your business or just moving your business forward, a good rule of thumb that professional marketers will tell you is to roll 10% of your income back into marketing to grow your business. So when you look at that, I'm not doing enough. Phew. Get it
If
out.
you were gonna buy a client list though, what would you go with? Like who?
Buy a client list?
Yeah, like a,
Yeah.
a list of names that,
Buy,
you know how you come through
names,
Zillow and
emails,
stuff,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I could use that.
You can do it through Zillow?
If you're, but I think you have to, like Tanya does that,
Oh, that's the,
but that's Premier, you have to be.
she's talking about, that's what she's talking about,
You know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There is, okay,
List of
we're gonna,
names.
let's real quick go through, if you wanna purchase leads. Like, you should have 10 sources in your funnel, we call it, at all times.
10 sources is a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, well, sphere of influence,
Yeah.
Zillow, Realtor.com, Upnest is another one.
Opnest?
Upnest.
HomeLight,
Yeah.
Clever,
These are all things you have to pay for leads.
right,
But you can also have VoicePad, Chime, Facebook, Instagram, Cole, Smarter Agent, Vulcan 7, all for free.
that Smarter Agent is.
That's not really a lead,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
not
just an
really.
app. But you
And
can
can
do it
y'all
all.
think of some other ones that you know of?
But those aren't buying.
That's what
That's not a
she was
lead
asking
list.
about.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about buying names.
You used to be able to do that, I don't know if you can still do that. There would be like lists.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that would be
But
a very
that's-
lucrative thing, because I would think that by the time they compile a list, most of those people are already, you know, I don't know, they're already working with people. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you know, people go on Zillow, they go on Realtor, they go on Facebook or whatever, and you gotta get them that. You know, by the time somebody puts them on a list and sells a list, I would think they're already gone.
And Opcity,
Opcity, yeah, people go on
Opcity.
Opcity. I'm just saying, there's lots
Yeah.
of things you can do without spending money. You can spend money too, and some of those ways are what she's describing.
is there any other ones that are paid?
Homes.com keeps badgering me. Yeah, if you go onto Chime and you look at all the things that can be connected, there's like probably about 30 or 40 of them that can be connected to Chime.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that are all lead generation.
For pay.
Yeah, for pay. But those, you know, they may or may not work
Right.
well, you know, I know that
The
Tanya
quality of
Pacheco
them.
does,
Mhm.
she is a Zillow agent, she's also on Realtor. And I think that has served her well, even being a newer agent, so,
Marcy, the chime that you showed me just last week about,
I'm gonna show that actually, if we have time, if you don't mind sticking around, cause we're getting close
I
to
get
the end.
so many people going to
I
my
know.
website, cause they have to register
Yes.
before they can actually see it.
Who
And then
here,
it throws them into my chime.
are you on Chime? Who's on Chime in this room? Okay, you're the only one that's not. Okay, we're gonna show you something, it'll blow your mind, but I'm gonna show you all, like, how that works. But first, I'm gonna talk about Remind real quick.
Who is that?
I have no idea, I guess he's the guy for Remind. He showed up, he looks like an actor.
Tyler's
kind
here,
of.
is he got a
Who?
title too?
Oh, good. Tyler, come on in.
I'm here.
Hey, Tyler!
Look at his hair, how
Oh.
cute.
Yeah.
Did brush.
I know, but it's different, it looks.
This is my future
Yes.
son-in-law, just so y'all know, that's what I'm praying for.
You need to pray harder or something. It
I'm
ain't,
trying.
it ain't happening. Did y'all got Valentine's Day in here?
Yeah, we love our agents, right?
Those are vans.
I'm sure.
Vans.
I'm sure. So I can so Tyler and I, we brought this out last meeting, right? And we still haven't had anyone call and go, woohoo, me!
Yeah.
to showcase.
That's not true. We
Yes,
talked
you
about
did, but
this.
we haven't had it set up. It's not set up yet, so you're gonna sign up, right?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I should shut up and just let you talk.
Yeah, no, we just wanna do some videos, we wanna feature some of you guys in videos that we'll post on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Where you get to talk about whatever you love about working here, whatever you love about real estate, and whatever.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's,
why
it's,
don't y'all
the real
just stay
gist-
after the meeting
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
sit down?
Mm.
Yes, you.
Kathy, yes.
No,
No,
because
listen.
you could go sit in that beautiful
Couch
space
is gonna be
you have
recovered.
over there.
Oh, yeah, Kelly and her.
that is a nice space, holy cow!
Thanks.
I know,
Whoa!
I know, right?
Your grandma
She
invited
is.
that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
So the gist of what we want to do is, you know, Lynn and I can say all day long how things have changed for agents when they came with us, and how happy people are here, and you know, how we think, you know, this company is better than others.
Yes.
And I'm not going to mention who, but you know, so when it comes from you, and you're like, listen, I was at such and such place, and you don't even have to mention the such and such place, but you could say a major brokerage. And when I came here, it's not, I mean, yes, I'm making a ton more money, but I'm also being trained, or whatever your love is. Or I love the brokers, or I love, you know, the atmosphere, the agents, or my business has grown because I've learned X, or whatever. When it comes from you, then the agents out there believe you more than they believe me and Lynn.
Right.
So no matter what kind of marketing I come up with or Tyler comes up with, it's not going to be as effective as hearing it from you. And so we want to ask you, and hey, this helps promote you too. You know, what is it? I mean, Kelly, you kind of started new here, right? Shirley's been from another brokerage, and she had an experience. Jillian, you were with a different brokerage before you came here, weren't
This
you?
is my first brokerage.
It's your first brokerage? Okay.
But I'm focusing on niche, like fixer uppers and
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
think that
A little
you, I
different.
mean, there are agents out there like you,
Yeah.
you know, and this works really, our business model really works well for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't
Yeah,
even
for flippers.
without you really realizing it, because you haven't been somewhere else, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
Melanie, you've been elsewhere, right? So you know the difference. Kathy's new, so you know about our mentor program, you know. Karen knows about our mentor program, but Karen came from New York. I hope you feel embraced. So everyone in this room here, including Sarah, but she's not one of our agents, but we love her. Everyone here has a story to tell, and we just want it to be a short little story. How long would you recommend
I mean,
to put on
we
this?
would we would get it down to like a minute or less.
And he'll help you with
Really
scripts.
simple. I would love to help you. We'll make you look good. We'll use our office in there now. I'm about to go sit in there.
I got a small fee, but that works.
Yeah, but yeah, we would love to do that. And not this week necessarily, but if next week or next month after sales meeting, if you guys wanted to stay a little longer or come
Okay.
earlier,
Yeah.
or if there's a different
Before
day of the
that,
week.
can we do that before that? Can you commit to a day now that we can ask them? so we can
Yeah.
get on the book?
Yep.
Let's look at that, because I
Tuesday,
don't wanna wait
probably.
another month. Yeah,
Tuesday.
I want-
I'll have to
Tuesday?
skip my hip hop to bar dance class, but
Oh.
Uh,
I what?
I will. It's
I
okay.
really think when people hear though about the mentoring and
Mhm.
the, you know, even when you're like forced to go through the scripts and stuff, I mean, it really helps. Like I'm going back through the scripts now and just
Yeah.
because pulling it all back out, but just your support, and I don't think people get that.
Yeah.
In the, from other agents I've spoken to in the brokerages and stuff. Even like in the classes that we have here, these girls, there were 2 girls sitting here last time and they're like, so,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't get it, but they'll get it when it comes from y'all.
Yeah. And there's so many people who, everybody knows about the real estate business, but there's so many people who don't know much. I mean, they don't get it. So if we can start kind of telling the story of what it's like if you're just starting out, or if you've come from somewhere else or whatever, just to say like, not only is it possible, but it's possible and you can really thrive in a business like this. And yeah, so we can do that. It'll make you look good now. I'll bring some lights and stuff in here.
Yeah, that's so
You'll do your makeup, but
Next Tuesday's our room.
I'll make sure you sound good too.
Tyler, smile. Let me just send it, just to say. I'm trying, you.
So you said Tuesday, but next Tuesday's our office meeting. and then we'll come back to that, okay? So Remind, is about to change a bunch of stuff. Remind was just a mining place for you to get listings, and now they have come up with Remind Docs Plus, which FMLS says is a simple, smooth, and fast way to store, share, and sign your documents. Key features include access to GAR and RE forms, electronic signatures, document packages, and more. They have done a soft launch, but it will replace our docs. So those of you that are new, change is inevitable. It's inevitable. So, and I hate that, but it's true. And I have the little video that I was going to share. Watch the video so that we can, speakers.
I signed up for one at MLS months ago.
Yeah, there are FMLS classes for this. This is just a minute.
Remind Docs Plus is a seamless end-to-end form creation, e-signature, and transaction management tool powered by our proprietary smart form technology. It's a place to keep all documents safe and secure with cloud-based storage and multi-party collaboration, where signing, sharing, and interacting with cooperating agents and clients is a cinch. Save time by customizing document packages tailored to specific transaction types. Complete all forms needed for a full transaction and have them ready to sign in minutes. Never miss a step with Remind's smart alerts and notifications. And for anything extra, mark up any PDF however you need it to make your documents perfect. Use Remind Docs Plus to effortlessly create checklists, submit paperwork to the office, and stay compliant with a fully detailed downloadable audit report. Remind Docs Plus is the next step in the digital journey. Equip yourself with the smart end-to-end solution for creating, signing, and collaborating on deals with Remind Docs Plus.
Okay. So this will not replace paperless pipeline because we don't own paperless. We don't own this. We own the documents for paperless pipeline. So, but you can create all the documents in here, and it's going to happen. So we're going to need to go through school for it. Anyway, back to Tyler.
Yeah, we could do, would you guys be able to do Wednesday? Would you guys be interested in coming Wednesday to do some video
This Wednesday?
after lunch?
As in tomorrow?
Next week.
Oh,
good,
next week.
yeah.
Next week.
It's all about the hair appointment Thursday, that's what we just gotta get there.
Yeah.
I know
And,
you're here.
we could probably, like if we had a few people come at like 1, and a few people come at 2. It's just gonna take like 2 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
We could do that.
I can try,
Yeah.
I can't guarantee it's winter break
I was
next
gonna
week.
say, next week.
Oh, yeah.
So my daughter has been at my heels for us to go to South Georgia to visit family, so
Well,
I don't know if I'm gonna be here in town.
winter break probably won't be, what if we did it like the 26th, that Wednesday?
Don't they go back to school on Wednesday for part-time? It's only 2 days.
I don't know, Bartow, I didn't cover so.
Yeah, I think we're only out of school 2 days that week, that Monday and Tuesday.
Stand there, let's go. I'm showing her. Are you signed up, Kathy?
Okay. So who signs
I
up?
can do Wednesday.
I can do it.
Okay, Kelly's gonna do it, Shirley.
What's the date?
Jillian, awesome. Melanie?
Tyler, what's the date again?
The 19th
19th.
You could like,
at 1 o'clock?
You got it.
Oh, yeah.
What time?
At 1, so, yes, I'm coming to see that meeting.
Okay, when does it end?
At 1. It's
At
here.
1? Okay, well, I
10 to
don't
1.
remember
You
my
want me on every
schedule.
single class?
I don't remember my schedule. Are you kidding? I look the day before and go, okay, that's what I'm doing tomorrow.
Oh, that's the staging one. I'm
That's
coming to
the staging
that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, that's fun.
I'm
Okay,
excited.
yes, directly after the
So
staging
yes,
class.
You know
I will
what
be
would
sure.
be great, is if he went over to that a while,
Yeah, it
and
would.
took a video of mine.
Well, yeah, it would be open to it, yeah,
High school?
yeah, for DBAs.
No, that,
They're
there's a
over
break, DBA.
Oh,
Oh, okay, yeah.
And what
Or
else?
high school. You're so funny.
Come over there and just take a video.
I didn't mean it.
So you're just talking about it.
Yeah, cool, so we'll do Wednesday at 1.
1 o'clock.
Y'all be getting out of the class then, so.
Yeah,
Yay.
okay, perfect.
Awesome.
We'll be
Awesome.
pumped.
Thank you.
Awesome.
about Chime and Facebook and how they connect and how you can make a lot of leads? Cause I know we're running late, so you can quit.
Yeah.
Or, huh?
I have to.
Okay. Anybody else? You want to go on? You gotta go? Okay, let's go to it. All right. So, who has Chime and Facebook? Okay. All right. So, what I'm going to show you is really kind of cool. I'm going to show you how in your back office, this was actually a trick taught to us by Amanda Senior from Edward Realty Group. And I'll tell you my little story while I'm signing in. I have a house. It's a brick house. It's a more expensive listing. It's $599. I had posted it all over social media, everywhere I could possibly put it. Got no leads. It's been on the market for quite a while. She showed me this little trick, and while I was still sitting there with her, I got a lead.
Really?
By the end of the day, I had 7, I think.
It's crazy.
I started using, I'm so behind what this is.
Yeah, I got that message this morning.
I didn't read it, so I'll have to read it later. I started doing this with all of my listings, and holy cow, I can't even tell you the number of leads I have that are qualified with houses to sell, looking between $400,000 and $600,000. And I just use my own listings, but you can use other things. The other thing I tried is I took a house that I put on the market that I didn't think was gonna go under contract in 3 days, but it did. Because they couldn't move for 2 months or 3 months or something like that. So I put it on there November 30th. They couldn't move out until February 20th. And I figured it would take a while to go under contract. And I put it out there to rental groups and said, this is not for rent. However, I bet you, because statistics say 83% of renters can buy, that you could pull together $2,000 and be able to purchase a home. And bang, 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 bang. It was like 24 in a day.
Wow.
It was insane. And people reaching out to me through Messenger that I didn't even know how to get to them, and it was just nuts.
Wow.
Covered up with business. Like I'm telling you, this is a huge game changer. So what I did, this is the dashboard, right? My new lead today is from one of these things that I did. You go to this little house that says listing discovery. When you pull that up, it will show you all listings. It'll break them down into open houses, back on market, price reduced, new listings, and then the team listings because of the company you're with, and then my listings. So I'll just go to my listings, but you could choose any of these and do whatever you wanted to with it because of broker-to-broker reciprocity. I went to my listing and this is the listing that I was talking about. It's still active. I have I have an offer, but we're still negotiating it. This one matched 43 leads. You know why? Because I put it out there, and that's how many leads came in for it. 43 leads.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. So this is what I did. I chose, and I'm not gonna do it again because I can't call anybody today. I won't be able to. So 401 Stoners Road, I go over to action. I go to post to social media. So if you have a Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, Facebook is most used. First time you're gonna have to connect your Facebook to it, but this will go directly to my Facebook. From here, I can share to newsfeed or story, friends timeline, share in a group, share in an event, or share it on a page I manage, or share in a private message. What works is sharing in a group. So when you're sending this to a group of people that you're connected to, it can be 56,000 people that get to see your ad that would never see your ad. So,
Like these home for sale sites? on
yes,
Facebook and
home for
everything?
sale, homes for rent, land for sale, rental groups, hiking groups, whatever, yard sale groups. So I think that what I did was pull up Bartow County Garage Sale, no guns allowed. But there's also Bartow County Georgia Yard Sale, there's, you know, let's keep Bartow warm, yeah, you'll be warm in this house. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you could say, I could even do that, let's keep Bartow warm. You'll be warmed by a gas, by gas heat. And I can say current, residence, average utility bill equals $155 per month. How? Message me for more details. That refers. Yeah, I'm not gonna send it, but that's what I
Oh.
could send.
Okay.
Or put your hand up if you wanna know how. Raise your hand if you wanna know. And what they do is, I'll send that out, it'll go to all those people, and they're like, click, let me see that house. And then they register on the website, and I get lead after lead after lead after lead after lead.
It's registered to your Chime website.
Yes, because I did it from my Chime website.
And they,
So these leads come in, yeah, I don't mean to interrupt you,
I know, go ahead.
but, I'm gonna pull up, let's see. Here's, the last one I got was February 9th on something that I posted way back before that. This Alicia person is looking between $300,000 and $600,000 in Adairsville. Gave me her phone number, her email address, that it came from Facebook. Buying time frame is 3 to 6 months. She's pre-qualified, has a house to sell. It's not with a buyer's agent, and it's not a first-time home buyer. Gave me her Facebook and Pinterest, her age, that she's married, she has children, and her income.
So she has to fill out all the information, you know.
I don't know that you have to fill out
Yeah.
everything.
I don't think
Like,
they do.
I don't think
Yeah.
they do.
I think you
I
can
think
manage
it pulls
it.
it from private or from
Right.
public record. I don't think, because she didn't give me her Instagram.
Right.
I mean, she's not gonna give me that or whatever. But here's the thing, then it starts sending her other properties, right? Because it sets up a buyer property alert based on that criteria. Now, I am closing on the end of the month with a lady named Linda. Linda Stevens, came from Facebook in June. I was busy, I never called her, I never contacted her, but Chime did the work for me. So, 2 weeks ago, I get this phone call, hey, it's Linda Stevens, you've been sending me these condos, I think there's a couple available, and I'm like, I go in my Chime, and there she is, and I'm like, oh yeah, in the Hillendale subdivision. Well, so what I had done is taken a picture, or my listing from Hillendale. I had 2 different listings in there, and I posted it to Facebook, and she found it, and she liked it, and, you know, she registered. So it's been sending her these condos for 6 months without me even knowing who she was. She's like, yeah, we're gonna be in town, we wanna look at them. I'm really interested. We went to see 3 condos, she picked one of the 3, and we're closing at the end of the month.
That's fantastic.
Her, okay, so my income from her, it's not a, I mean, it's $140,000 sale, so let me figure what that is. I had figured this out going down the road at one point, because I was like, I wonder how much that really is netting me. So 4,200 minus 4,200 plus 4,200. Okay, so I'm making $3,722 from that sale with my, you know, fees and everything. $37.22 divided by $17 a month gives me 219 months worth of Chime. What is 219 months worth divided by 12? That's 18.25 years worth of Chime. So is it worth it, people? Yes. And that's just one out of many stories I have. It's just the most recent. I'm not going to post this, but all you do is you write that little thing. You do not make it real wordy. It will not give you business. Make it short, sweet, to the point with a please call me, raise a hand, some kind of call to action, and you just click post to Facebook and it's done.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Like I have my separate business, my Investor Business, my LLC.
Uh-huh.
Can I sign up with that because my website is connected to my program that's similar to Chime? That's the
Okay.
reason why I haven't done Chime, because I
Oh.
already have my website for the business.
Does it do this?
Well, I haven't been utilizing it to the fullest, so
Yeah, who's it through, do you know?
Real Flow.
Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar.
Okay. But can I, my question to you is if I'm gonna go, I don't want to lose my website, because if I cancel, then my website cancels with it.
Right,
So,
so you can still have two different websites.
I can-
Yeah, my website, it would go under you as a realtor, but my brand is Marcy Sells Houses, so my website is marcysellshouses.com,
okay,
and that is my Chime site.
okay. So can I have two? That's what
Of course you can.
Okay.
You can have as many as you want to. A lot of people have different feeder websites that, you know, feed into different things, but you can do, I mean, this is my website.
Mhm.
I mean, it gives your featured listings, it shows what you've already sold. There's a home evaluation report thing here so that sellers can go and look. It gives you, I mean, it's very intuitive, and it
Okay.
gives you a link to the lender if you choose to do that. Or a link to you can add your inspector or an appraiser or whoever. Make sure you give a sign business disclosure, delete the business disclosure, but seriously, and then this is the back office. This is one of the biggest features of the back office. I'm so blown away by how this works.
When you
So
clicked
good.
on that house and it brought up, before you got to this point, and it brought
Uh-huh.
up,
All the houses? Okay, I'm gonna
you
go back to
click
this.
there, okay, and it brings that up.
Uh-huh,
If I, say I don't have any houses
uh-huh.
in there that I've listed,
Right,
okay?
so you can go to team listings if you wanna help out your team members.
Okay,
You can go to all listings, and then you can either narrow them down. Where do you live?
Seven Hills,
Seven Hill, Ackworth?
Dallas.
Dallas, okay. So you can put in Dallas, Georgia City, and it'll narrow down to the Dallas, Georgia area, and you can choose from that.
And I can, any of those houses
Any of
on
those.
there, I can,
You know
I
why?
can use them.
Yes, you know why? Because it's just like sending an FMLS listing to a client. They never see who the listing agent is, because we are broker to broker reciprocity. So it's the same thing, it's not gonna show who listed it, it's gonna show your information, and they're gonna come to you. Cause you're looking for a buyer for them.
Is that all maximum one
No.
agents?
The
Do
team
I have-
listings are the company that I'm a part of, so this is Community Realtors, it doesn't
Okay.
have Realty in it. But this all listings, no,
Uh-huh.
I don't know who these people
Could
are.
I get in trouble though?
No,
Doing
because of
another
broker to
agent's?
broker reciprocity.
Wow.
Okay.
I appreciate it. I would.
I would too, shoot, share all listing, great. Now, what you can't do is go into somebody else's listing, take pictures, and then post it as if it's your own.
Right.
That's not, because you don't have a listing agreement with them.
But I can do like what you just did
Because it's the same
and
as
share
sharing.
it.
It's the same as creating a portal and saying, you know, hey, FMLS, send all these listings to these people within, you know, it's everybody else's listing, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's the same thing.
So I don't have to have their permission to.
No. So, and here's a good one to get renters. This one right here. My gosh, do you know that at $120,000, what your mortgage would be compared to your rent? You know, stop paying somebody else's mortgage. And that gets renters all the time because they're like, really, I can qualify? What? Because they think a house like that is going to cost them $1,200 a month, $1,400 a month, because that's the rent, and it's not going to, is it, Sarah?
Especially if it's in USDA territory, that's a big one.
Yeah. So
there was something on, the Rock Stars, there was a posting, I don't know if you saw it or not, but Dave Kubat was saying something different, that we need to ask permission to post.
we need to ask permission if we're going to post pictures of somebody else's listing. Let me see.
I'm trying to find it now so I can show you, but He says before we share a listing. Yep.
Well, I hate to differ because it's the same thing as, I would ask him about that. Like, okay, so if I'm sharing listings in my portal, how does that make it different?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused about the whole thing, honestly. But he says we need to ask. And he actually, two different people told me no when I asked them. And he wrote in his post that if anyone in maximum one says no, ask them why and let me know the reason.
Well, that's the
That's what I was
reason.
gonna say, I don't understand why an agent wouldn't want you sharing their
You
listing.
know, I don't know, but I think, well, one person told me because they pay a lot of money to have it, you know, what do you call it, branded to them. So they want to be the only ones advertising.
Because it's just like,
The other
if
person
you were
just was like,
working,
no,
if
fix
you
it.
had a buyer and you sent them the listing from
Yeah,
FMLS or Georgia
Right,
MLS, it
right.
doesn't show their information.
Maybe they're worried
That's
about you know, like being inaccurate or something, like,
Or portraying that you're the listing agent,
yeah, I mean,
taking away from their glory, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Eventually we'll come back to them anyway. I don't know why that would even matter, you know? But,
Yeah, I don't understand that, but if you come
Yeah.
across it, I will ask him myself.
yeah,
Because
okay.
I know we're able to do that in a portal and it's the same thing. How is it different?
Yeah, I don't know, it's confusing.
Unless maybe he's looking at it from the side of you don't actually have the buyer yet.
Well, you don't necessarily have the buyer yet when you create a portal.
Yeah.
I mean, some
Ah,
people just
right.
call and say, hey, if you happen to come across something, and you throw together a portal real quick.
Yeah, 'cause
just
if they
throw-
go on like the Georgia MLS website, that my website through Georgia
Yes.
MLS, it will
Yes.
show all the homes.
All the homes.
Without
because
the
they're
listing
reciprocity.
agent.
That's right, that's right.
Same thing if they go on to Marcy Sells Houses and
Yeah.
they do a
Yeah.
search, it's gonna bring up everybody's houses. So,
maybe, is it connected to the FMLS, like where it's like the portal has, with the listing agent, the info on the house that the
well,
listing agent?
it's sharing their actual listing, but so is this. This is sharing their actual listing. So, I do know, yeah, I do know that if you go up to a house that has a for sale sign in front of it and you snap a picture and then post it, that's not okay.
Yeah.
You need to have permission before you do that, because you don't have the right to have those pictures, but you do have the right to share what the listing agent has contracted with the seller for. So I don't know, I didn't see it when I tried to do a search.
Yeah, I can't find it now.
All right, well, we are really, really, really late, but that is why I will do a survey. I'm sorry, I just haven't had time, so I'm sorry. Anyway, let's hit the road ahead.
Well, that's good to know about that time. I'm gonna go home and do that.
It's work.
Yeah,
You know what?
You'll
I
hear
have-
like your phone going,
I have a mentee that, he works full time, he works like 8 hours a week literally. And and his goal this month is to get it down to 75.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and he's working his way down so that he can move over in real estate. But
You were doing the
that's what he
Zillow,
wants.
right?
Yeah,
The Premier Agent?
yeah, I've gotten so frustrated with him, I don't even.
Are you
answer
still
the phone.
getting phone calls?
No, because I didn't respond and I didn't change out because I was getting literally 10 calls. a
Well,
day.
they were calling me like there was that Mr. Louis closing, I'm
Zing,
sitting
zing,
there with
zing.
attorneys, lenders,
Yes,
buyers,
and
and
then
so
they're
I
reminding you, hey, move this person, hey,
Yeah.
check this person, hey.
and
go to
I
this
declined
profile.
it, and they turned right around and called me right back, so I had to decline it again. They just thought, I answered it, but not every single time, but now they're not even calling.
Well, they're not calling me anymore either, but I know why, and it's because I ignore them.
Yeah.
And I know that if I go in there and start moving people around in the CRM and do what they want me to do, that it'll start back up again. But I'm too busy right now to
Yeah.
be able to handle it and pay them
And that's
100%.
where I got this past seller from that.
Really? Well,
So I was just wondering,
not
though, if
saying
you
you
were
were
still
so
that's where you got her.
Until it does work.
So know if you were still getting calls or.
Yeah, it chose up. Anyway, don't forget your flowers, your candy.
Thank
Don't
you.
forget candy too. Hey, there's enough people and there's enough stuff, so
I'll take it for my daughter. Did I get a ducky hat?
Are you using something like this when you figure it out? I was trying to like to do one of your postings, I want to make sure I'm writing the right way, so I can put like, you know,
I
you're
want a ducky
paying,
hat.
you know, $1,200 in rent, you, and you.
Okay, so what do you have in there? Is this a conventional or?
I have no idea, it's just kind of
Say
basic.
down payment. So let's say let's do a conventional.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you. It was nice to meet you.
You too. Hey Marcy, can I have this extra ducky hat?
2.5. Let's do first time home buyer 3%.
Unless you want it.
3%.
Bye.
Tax savings.
I didn't program any of this, this was in here.
So that's about right by the time you add more, like the down payment and the taxes. But yours, I don't think has
Look,
mortgage
so,
insurance.
look, monthly payment, numbers,
Yeah, so
No, it
yours is
doesn't.
having 0 PMI, so that's the biggest difference. Is I had higher taxes than you did on yours, which
Well, have a
is,
good day.
Bye.
and then, private mortgage insurance. Cause PMI is 190, so that's
Wow.
basically what the.
What percentages of that, because I want to do this accurately.
So
Typically.
if you do FHA, that's probably gonna be the easiest to calculate,
Yeah.
because with PMI, with conventional, it all depends on your credit score and how much you come down and all that. So with, FHA, it is 0.85% of the loan amount. Yeah.
Okay.
I wanna
do like a very basic thing to post, like,
Yeah,
you get it, like what I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to do, but I don't wanna be misleading.
I mean, you could almost be
Like, I wasn't even gonna mention like FHA or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't, no,
No,
you don't need to go
right?
into
Yeah.
specifics, yeah.
So I could like safely say, so suppose I left it like this, I could say if you're paying whatever, 1,300 in your monthly payment,
Yeah,
and you put
You would-
down,
yeah.
whatever, so 2,000.
I wouldn't even say anything about, or putting down a low down, I don't know if I'd say anything about that.
Yeah.
Cause usually on those posts, I don't say about anything about down payment, just cause there are different options.
Right.
So,
Be careful doing this.
yeah,
Okay.
but, yeah, I would say more towards like 1,300, 1,350.
If you're paying that much, you can, there are programs that will help you buy a house for that. You may be on your own for 225.
And I got, Haley's score update. He came in, he came in under 60%, we got around third C. We got that update.
My dogs were roughing these quackers. Yeah, like go freak them out with these.
What kind of dogs do you have?
Karen Terriers.
Okay, I'm going.
final inspection until confirmation of repairs have been made or something like that. But it's probably because the appraisers gets a copy of the contract, so they know the closing date. So if they're still like, oh, if it's still closing tomorrow, you know, we need to get out there. So.
So